Hello everyone, welcome to Study with Roma. This channel is created to help students, parents, or anyone interested to learn math, and this is episode 12. Today, we will talk about ratio and proportion, definition of proportion, means and extremes, and example proportions. Definition of proportion. Proportion has two ratios of equal value. Proportion tells us if two ratios are equal. For example, the recipe for one hot cake uses 2 cups of flour and 1 cup of milk. For 4 hot cakes, we will use 8 cups of flour and 4 cups of milk. In this example, we have two equal ratios, 2:1 and 8:4. Since 2:1 is equal to 8:4, then we formed a proportion. Now let's study means and extremes. 1:3 equals 2:6 is an example of a proportion. Each part of a proportion is called term. 1 is the first term, 3 is the second term, 2 is the third term, and 6 is the fourth term. The second and third terms are called means. The first and fourth terms are called extremes. If the product of means and extremes are equal, then the ratios form a proportion. In this example, the product of means, which is 3 times 2 equals 6, and the product of extremes, which is 1 times 6 is also 6, then the ratios 1:3 and 2:6 form a proportion. Let's have more examples. 5:7 equals 10:14. Is this an example of a proportion? To check, we need to get the products of means and extremes. The product of means, which is 7 times 10, is equal to 70. The product of extremes, which is 5 times 14, is also 70. 5:7 equals 10:14 is a proportion, since the products of means and extremes are both 70. Example number 2. Is 8:2 equals 4:1 a proportion? Let's check. The product of the means, which is 2 times 4, is equal to 8, and the product of extremes, which is 8 times 1, is also 8. 8:2 equals 4:1 is a proportion, since products of means and extremes are both 8. Example number 3. 2:10 equals 1:5. Is this a proportion? The product of means, which is 10 times 1, is equal to 10, and the product of extremes, which is 2 times 5, is equal to 10. 2:10 equals 1:5 is a proportion, since products of means and extremes are equal. For the last example, we have 3:4 equals 6:8. Is this a proportion? Let's check. The product of means, which is 4 times 6, is equal to 24, and the product of extremes, which is 3 times 8, is also 24. 3:4 is equal to 6:8 is a proportion, since Products of means and extremes are equal. And that's it for today's lesson. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. See you next time. Bye!